Hi, my name is Nathan Rowe. I'm a mathematician here at FSL 3D, Full Spectrum Laser. This is our March 2015 webinar. Today we're going to talk about some software updates. We've got awesome software updates to talk about. We're going to announce some new products. They've been announced before, but we're going to show you some of the details and give you your first in-depth close look. We have some announcements about distributors as well as some future-looking announcements that we're going to make. All right, here we have our lead software engineer, Phil Joy. He's here to tell us about some of the software updates and improvements that we have to announce.
Thanks, Nathan. Well, we've been hard at work here at Full Spectrum Laser and FSL 3D, as we always are. We have a few minor announcements, a few major announcements. I'll try to keep it just to software. Andrew's going to come on later and kind of explain more about some new product developments we have. But we have quite a few usability enhancements on the software. We've also been working at improving output quality more than it already is. Few new features in the software, both the PC and the Mac version, so we're excited to talk about those. First thing I'm going to talk about is the kerf adjustment. Initially, this is going to be on the Windows version of the software, Retina Create. We found when you're printing certain objects, you want tolerances to be more exact than they currently are, or rather, you'd like more control over the process of adjusting tolerances. So before that was not user adjustable, that was hidden away in the software, and now we are making a setting available for the end user to adjust this. This is a good example of something that would be difficult to create with this setting if it were not available. So that's going to be out with the next update, and we're currently testing that, and we're very excited about it.
All right, great.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about the updates to the Mac software?
Yeah. We had a lot of the major functionality in our Mac version of the software, and so far we were missing several important updates. One of them was the update process for the machine itself. Before, you could only do that from the Windows version. So we recently ported one of our talented engineers, Brian, ported that over to the Mac version of the software, and it's tested and working. So if you own a Mac computer and you want to purchase one of our machines, you don't have to have a Windows computer or a Windows VM. It's fully functional as standalone software. So we're pretty happy with that. We're happy about the progress of the Mac version in general. There are a few small things we want to add here and there. But the feature parity is fairly close to the Windows version, so we're happy with the progress there.
So the Mac software right now is still in sort of a pre-release or beta. How long do you think until we'll have more of the features and it'll be ready for a more full release?
It's difficult to say. It's fairly good right now. Our users that are interested in trying the beta can go on our website and download it and play with it and use it. It should be fully usable. We would expect full release version of the Mac software within 6 to 8 weeks.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about the new website that's coming up?
Yes, we're very excited about that. So we've been working quite a while on this website. Anyone who's seen our website knows that it's a little bit old in the tooth, and we need something to kind of bring us into the new age here. So besides the visual enhancements of the website, we've really enhanced the customer account feature. We can peruse or navigate previous orders. There's a support section that's been enhanced on a per product basis, so you can get personal help. And other than the ease of use, it's easy to find the products you're looking for, it's also offered us the ability to kind of enhance the back end of the website and make our lives easier on scheduling orders, scheduling shipping, and so forth, and getting information where it needs to be. So that is about 90 to 95% complete right now. We're fairly excited. We're expecting to put this online soon, fslaser.com. And please take a look when we do release it and let us know if you have any comments or questions. And we're always open to suggestions.
So right now it's the same domain. So if someone goes to fslaser.com right now, they'll get to our old website.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're not going to change the domain on you.
So if you look right now, that's not our new website yet, but soon. soon. We'll let you know when the new website is up, but it'll be obvious. The website looks completely different.
It'll be very obvious. Yeah, we have it staged publicly right now, but we are looking to actually move it to FS Laser very soon and have it be used by the general public.
We've also been doing a lot of work updating wikis and sort of self-help things so that people can have an easier time getting started with their printers. Is that right?
Yeah. We have had some complaints in the software that certain support information is difficult to find without calling support, without reaching out to support and asking a question. So we're trying to make the self-help version of the website a little bit more usable, better repository of information than it currently is. And so we're putting work into a support portal individual to each product. So you can go to a link for your product that will be linked from your profile page. When you order a product, it will appear in your profile, and you'll be able to look through this information and quickly and easily solve common problems. And of course, support is still available if you do need it.
Okay. Well, Phil, thanks for being on.
There is one more thing.
Oh, you have another thing. Well, please be my guest.
So we are working on Mac improvements or a Mac solution for Retina Engrave, and I can't announce too much of that right now, but I do want to say that we are in the process of working on this. We're looking at a new platform for the laser systems, and we want to have cross-platform compatibility in general for all of our devices. So for those excited about the laser side of our business, that is a fairly major announcement. We'll have more to say about that maybe next webinar or at a later time.
Okay. Thank you, Phil. Next up, we're going to bring Andrew Bajeri. He's going to talk about some new products. Oh, hey, Andrew.
Nathan, good to be with you.
So what do you have to tell us about our new products?
We have a few new things. Some of them are pretty exciting and people have been waiting quite a while for. The main one that I've materialized with me here today is our new SuperVat. I'm going to be talking about this a little bit. And then the next products that I want to talk about, I'm going to talk about the Phoenix, this printer right here, and some of the products that it can make.
All right, great.
Yep, so I'm going to dive right in. This is the SuperVat. We've spent several months of painstaking research. It looks very simple. It's actually quite complex. Processing this liner right here, this is really where the magic happens. This is a very, very difficult material to process, which is why it's kind of taken us so long to perfect it. And in the end, what we found is that the simplest and most straightforward methods for production are the ones that ended up being the best. So we are producing all of the liners here ourselves. This is 100% artisan handmade FSL 3D SuperVat right here. We have one of our assembly line operators who's been producing these night and day since the beginning of this week. And what we're hoping is, this webinar is being filmed on a Tuesday. I think that we'll probably be able to start shipping these by this Friday.
Oh, that's great.
Yes. Yeah, I know that people have been waiting for a long, long time. I'm sure that they're very excited to get their hands on this. And for those who are just tuning in and maybe just hearing about the SuperVat, the big advantage with this technology is that it overcomes a lot of the problems that are inherent to PDMS or even Teflon vats. It lasts an exceptionally long time, 100,000 layers of printing. It's actually very, very easy to switch this liner out, replace if you want to put new colors of resin in. It's very easy to clean. If there's print failures, you don't have to worry about tearing the actual polymer when you're swapping, if a print sticks to it. It's also very, very good for large prints. I think as you commented recently, you saw the many large scale Lift Shark prints that I did in the lab.
Oh, that's true.
Right, large heavy prints. Those are all actual 500 milliliters overnight kind of prints. It works extremely well for that, and one of the other things that it's really great for, it seems to help quite a bit with the small detail printing. And you'd be able to speak more to that since you've been doing more testing there.
But not so much on the Pegasus, but on our future products.
Right, which is bringing us to this next one. This is the Phoenix Touch. This is going to come in two versions, the 1080p and the Pro UV LED. This is a DLP 3D printer, which means that it's got a DLP, digital light projection technology inside. It is essentially a projector, and there's two versions. The 1080p is going to be projecting from a standard consumer level projector, 50 micron pixel size, about 5 seconds to cure layer. So that's a reasonable speed improvement over the Pegasus. A somewhat large quality improvement, a 50 micron pixel size, that's as small as I know anyone in kind of the sub $5,000 range is doing, compared to the 80 micron spot size of the Pegasus, which is still very good. It is almost half the size. And then the one that we're really excited to release is the Pro UV LED, and that's the one that you've had a lot of fun using, and where you're going to be able to get really awesome quality parts like this. So the Phoenix printers were really targeting towards jewelers and dentists. You're able to produce something like this. How long did this print take on the Pro UV?
At 25 microns, it took just over an hour. At 50 microns, it took 32 minutes.
So you can see
yeah, quite quick. So tell me a little bit about the build head. That's my favorite part.
Mechanical engineering has not been slacking off either. I'm glad that you pointed that out. What we've seen is that leveling can be kind of a difficult part of the process for most new users. And what this build head actually does is it has a ball joint. This is one of our previous prototypes. We're actually going to be eliminating the springs. But the nice part about this ball joint is that when you move the head down, it will actually adapt to the proper home position. So you tighten the clamp, and you're ready to go.
So it just levels itself. No more messing with screws.
Yeah.
I guess there's one screw that you have to retighten the head.
Yeah, the main screw on top is what actually lets you slide the head off, and then this screw right here is the clamp screw that actually basically
level.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be a huge improvement. Make things a lot easier for people. What else do we have to say? The Pro has what are the build areas of the two machines?
So the build areas, I'm going to need to refer to my notes on this because
okay.
It's not exactly it's even numbers of millimeters. What we're actually going to be looking at, the Pro machine, we're still investigating, but what I can say is that the 1080p, so the 1080p is going to have a build area of 54 millimeters by 96 millimeters by 150 millimeters, which works out to about 2.1 by 3.8 by 5.9 inches.
Okay.
And then the Pro UV LED, what we're thinking, and this isn't guaranteed, we're thinking 120 millimeters by 64 millimeters by 150 millimeters. And that may change. We're still working on that. But
120 by 60 by, what was the height?
150.
150. All right. And what these are clearly much smaller build areas than the Pegasus, but they get higher resolution. Is that the trade-off?
So there's really a few, I guess, in terms of trade-offs. Yes, that's a good way of looking at it. The main trade-off is that you're trading a much higher build speed and higher resolution for a smaller build area. This is really kind of a departure for us. This isn't really meant to replace the Pegasus. The Phoenix line is meant to complement what the Pegasus can already do well. And what the Pegasus, especially with the SuperVat, does extremely well is print large prints. Now, if you want to print jewelry and dental parts on it, it's an SLA printer. It'll do quite nicely for those. But these prints, the Phoenix printers are actually really meant to kind of be specifically targeted towards a professional. So a dentist, a jeweler, aerospace, automotive, people that can work with a small build area but need really high quality, really good reliability, and really great ease of use. So these printers are exceptionally simple, as you said. You've seen the new leveling. It's very, very simple to set up. And compared to what's currently on the market in sort of the $15,000 to $20,000 range, this is an entry-level unit. So the 1080p is really meant to be, okay, I'm going to dip my toes in the water, none of the other 3D printers out there are in my price range. I'm a jeweler. I've just gotten Rhino Gold or some sort of jewel CAD. I need a printer. I'm not yet ready to spend, $100,000 or something like that. I want to get in at $34.99.
Right.
And then there'll be an upgrade path for people, is that they'll be able to purchase the 1080p and then later on purchase, the Pro UV. But for people that are already working, in digital fabrication for jewelry, the Pro UV is going to be where they really enter. So that's a machine that's really meant to compete against existing DLP offerings. It's comparable quality output. We've got a casting resin that works extremely well. And this is really meant to spread digital manufacturing. So it's really going to be, targeted at people that don't have $20,000, a small business owner, a single jeweler kind of working in his own shop. This is a printer for them to sort of get into 3D printing.
All right, Andrew, did you have anything else to talk about with the hardware before we talk about distributors?
I think with the hardware, that's mostly it for the moment.
All right. Well, why don't you tell us a bit about distributors?
So we have been hard at work signing up distributors. As far as active distributors, we have one company in the UK called Hobarts. They're currently a laser sales company. Our printers are in stock over there. They're sending out samples. They're great guys. I've had a lot of contact with them. We also have a company in China, a reseller that we recently brought online, speedymaker.cn, and we'll be posting all these links in the information and comments below the videos. But speedymaker.cn in China, and there's a number of other distributors that are coming online. And on the laser side, Midwest Technologies and Inventables, of course. Midwest Technologies mainly serving the education market, people that want to pay by PO, that have kind of more restrictive bidding terms, are going to want to go with Midwest Tech. And then Inventables sells the lasers like us, and they've got a really cool office in Chicago and awesome offerings on the material side.
All right. I think there's that about covers it. Or there's a couple future updates to talk about, but we may have covered most of those with Phil.
Yeah, I think the next thing is to really sort of bring up, obviously we're in stock and shipping the casting resins. You can kind of see we've got, the flexible resin right here. That's going to be available in black. The casting is going to come in this translucent blue or translucent red. And you can see we've got some of the casting output right there. Future updates, we've got more colors coming out. Somebody leaked the low shrink red oxide that we've been working on.
Yeah, that one's really cool. I've worked with it a lot in-house. It's one of my favorites.
Yeah, and one of the things that I know that I've heard from customers, I think you especially, since you're very active on the forums, snap fits is a big one. So the red oxide is
that's true.
Is good for snap fits, and some other ones that we're investigating. Not sure if they're going to be on the roadmap, but we've got a really, really strong R&D push in the resin stuff
that's great.
I wish I could talk about, but don't want to reveal the secrets too soon, or else
or something that doesn't pan out in the long run. Or
yes,
like
very true. Yeah, there are many ideas that we come across that end up not working.
Right. Everything's it's research for a reason. All right. Well, Andrew, thanks for coming on and telling us about the new products.
Yeah, Nathan, thank you very much.
All right, thanks for joining us for our March webinar. If you want more information about any of the products we talked about or new features, there are a bunch of links in the description below the video. Also, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can see the rest of our webinars as they come out, and follow us on Twitter at FSL3D. So thank you. We'll see you next time.